We gon' be alright.
We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Huh? We gon' be alright. We gon' be alright. Do you hear me? Do you feel me? We gon' be alright.
Good morning, Hawks. I'm Jaden Lum.
And I'm JD Cavalluzzi, and you're watching
Hawk Talk.
23 years ago last Wednesday, the Twin Towers were struck by American Airlines Flight 11 and Flight 175.
The 9/11 attacks were some of the deadliest tragedies on American soil. They changed not just our country, but the world.
This week, Hawk Talk is commemorating and taking a closer look at the event.
On the morning of 9/11, I was in the kitchen and the phone rings. And it's my girlfriend, Cecilia Galvez, and she goes, "Turn on the television." And I'm like, "To what channel?" And she goes, "Just turn it on." And I was like, "Okay." So I go in the other room, I turn on the TV, and I'm like, "What am I looking for?" And then I was like, I just stopped.
Jim, just a few moments ago, something believed to be a plane crashed into the south tower.
It's hard for us to tell.
Literally, I just backed up and sat on the couch, and with the phone to my ear, talking to her, and as we were trying to figure out what was going on.
At first, you just think it had to be some strange accident, like something, maybe the pilot had a medical issue.
But when you saw that second one go in, you knew something was very real and raw was going on, and just horrific.
Your whole body felt that.
The last thing anybody thought, I think, was that those buildings were going to collapse the way they did, but yet they did.
Even the calls that we went on during that day, there was a type of melancholy that was happening. You know, every house that we went into, it was on their TV, and they were just sitting in awe as well.
The uncertainty was, of course, because, these things happen, and so, law enforcement gets alerted. You don't know, what's going to be our environment? Is there more threats? Are we expecting more threats?
We did not know what was going to happen next, because we did get the news of the Pentagon and then the airplane in Pennsylvania. So what's going on? What will be next?
Being a firefighter and realizing when it was said and done that 343 firefighters died that day, that was hard. Yeah.
From the roof of the damaged Pentagon tonight, firefighters unfurled a huge American flag, draping it over the Pentagon as if to tell the world America still stands strong, even in the face of an unthinkable act.
Right at the start, there was a whole lot of, why would this happen to us? Who would do such a thing? A lot of fear about going out, and just feeling generally unsafe.
It was a superordinate thing that happened, the fear, that was a bond with all of us. Everybody had fear.
The world had changed, and I think people were a little bit more aware, and obviously I think that there was a wonderful sense of patriotism and love of country.
It brought us together in a weird sort of way that you would never want to be brought together as a result.
People were graceful, they were kind, they outreached to you. It was just a different feeling that I have never felt.
Some people might say, well, the only way you can truly forgive is to forget. And I would argue that, because we haven't forgotten, have we? It's pretty hard to forget. It's hard to forgive, but I think forgiving is easier than forgetting.
If you want to learn more about the 9/11 attacks, you can visit 911memorial.org or ask any of our social science teachers.
Continuing on with the episode, let's go to Jock Talk for this week's sports highlights.
Hey Hawks, I'm Nate Tierney, and this is Dorado running back JP Murray. You're watching Jock Talk. So JP, what makes the Bell game different from any other game in the season?
Yeah, so what makes the Bell game different from any other game in the season is, it's a big rivalry. Obviously, there's a lot of tension between the two teams, crosstown rivals, and it's really just the whole community coming together is what makes it so special.
So then what does this game mean for these two teams and these two schools?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it means a lot. You know, there's the whole community, the whole city kind of gets shut down to come watch us play and take on the Tigers. And, you know, like with the fire truck escorts, it's always cool, and it just means a lot to get to compete in front of such a cool audience.
So as a senior, obviously this is your last Bell game, right?
Yeah.
So what are your emotions going into this game?
I'm really excited for this game. You know, it's obviously been great the last 2 years, dominating, and hopefully we're doing that again. Can't wait to just go out there and show what we can do. And there's really not a lot of nerves.
Okay, so JP, what will it take for El Dorado to win another game in this very important rivalry?
For us to win, I feel like we really just need to play our brand of football, establish the offense early, keep it low scoring for them, and really just go out there and dominate, take over, and blow them out.
Okay, so what is the mindset for yourself and for the team going into this game?
For myself and the team going into this game, our mindset is really that we just want to take on that villain role. I mean, you know, they're 2-1, they're rolling high, we're 1-2, haven't had a great start to the season, but we just want to come in and really just drown out all the noise and go out there and just show what we can do and play our hard-nosed brand of football and hopefully come out victorious.
Thank you, JP. That's all we have for you today. You've been watching Jock Talk.
You know, in just a few short hours, this very stadium is going to be filled to the brim.
That's right, the ball game is tonight. Here's some more info.
I feel like the excitement for the Bell game has been building up all week long.
Before kickoff, let's make sure we check out what announcements Extra A's has in store for us.
This year's theme for the PTSA Reflections Art Contest is Accepting Imperfection. Entries are due on October 24th.
Back to School Night is September 18th. Help out your parent or guardian by writing down your class schedule for them to follow.
If you're looking for more community service opportunities, the Placentia Presbyterian Church is having a fall festival on Saturday, October 19th. If you're interested, see Ms. Clemmer for more information.
Sports trials are happening next week for girls water polo, girls basketball, boys soccer, and baseball.
Club Rush is happening September 23rd through the 27th in the senior quad. Come check out the clubs to see how you can get involved.
Auditions for this year's fall play, Peter and the Starcatcher, will be held on September 19th. If you missed the informational meeting, please see Mrs. Switzer in the Little Theater.
CSF applications are out for seniors, juniors, and sophomores. You can pick one up in room 703 or 604. Be sure to turn them in by September 27th with a $5 donation fee and a copy of your grades.
The Bell game is happening tonight. Come out to support varsity football at Bradford Stadium at 7 p.m. Let's fill the nest,
That's all for
Hawks.
this week's episode.
See you next time.
Go Hawks!